All right, and hello everybody. Welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is not Joe, and this is not the Salamander Coast. I'm going to keep saying that every session, even though at this point it should be fairly clear what's going on. But yeah, this is Rising Ash. This is a mini campaign that we are doing in the interim while Joe is on his Dungeon Master sabbatical. Very grateful to the university for allowing him to do that, giving him the grants and all that. But yeah, so this is just a little bit of a campaign about zealots and demons and madness and cool people that live in a hidden trail and a cleric lady that's kind of scary and these three that are there. So that's... I'm going to explain this better. Rising Ash is a mini-campaign in which 3 people of the Machavian Empire, high-ranking officials and soldiers, have been sent to do a discrete mission to purify a region in which one of the High Exarchs has apparently lost his way, gone rogue, and may or may not be involved with demon activity. They've gathered quite a bit of information so far, and I will now do a brief summary of what happened in Session 2 before we hop right into everything else that has been going on. First things first, though, unlike last time, I am going to get the music going now, because oh boy, I remember last time we had a whole conversation about it. Alright, that should work. Get you going. Okay. And now it's taken a while. That's amazing. And now I got logged out of Foundry. This is really...
Oh my god.
We always start strong. That's what matters. Okay. Yeah, this is a really cool start. This is actually what I had in mind. So, everybody, just give me a second. Let's do a quick little. That should do it. Okay.
Cameron, did you join the new Foundry?
Oh shit, I forgot.
And then Mark, we don't see, because we're supposed to see Mark too, Gemma, right? Well, it might be because he got locked out.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I really
what's
what
happening.
happened. I was just like, it's just us in here. This is awkward.
Yeah, I know. Gemma brought that up. I was like, I picked the one that said Mark. So... I think we're in the right one.
You should be in the right one.
Yeah, it says Marks in the
I see.
in the URL.
Well, this is just a wonderful nightmare that's happening right now on my end. Let me just go ahead and go back to that link real quick. Huh. Yeah, okay, so on the day that we have our first combat, I have been locked out of Forge for some reason.
Ooh.
We're just gonna... I'm genuinely baffled. This has never happened to me.
Do you want to stop the stream while we figure it out?
Nope.
Okay.
We're just... Everybody start juggling. We'll just...
Oh, I mean, we can rev for you.
Yeah. Just go... Just keep saying things. Just keep saying things. This will get sorted out
cool.
eventually.
Cool. So how's everyone's character looking right now as we're waiting in anticipation to fight demons, devils?
Devils? The devils,
I don't
right?
remember. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the devils.
Yeah, I think they are actually.
Maybe we can
Devils.
just get demons in here as well. Make it a party.
But yeah, because Eris is not scared, but worried. She's concerned.
Yeah, I feel like concerned is probably the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess concerned
Scanning and
probably
weighing them
also
up.
for Callaway, but he's also, I don't know, I guess as being like specifically like just a soldier, he probably has a pretty decent poker face about it. But
Yeah.
that's
I bet we all do.
yeah.
Yeah, y'all are level 12. You're real cool.
Mm.
You're pretty amazing. So,
So amazing. Oh, Game Master, we see you.
all right. That's a good step in the right direction. I don't see anything yet. It is still a void. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I think she's just taking a moment.
There's the wet cat. Okay.
Oh, you're seeing things.
All right. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. On the stream overlay. Hell yeah. I can see myself I exist. Okay, and then unpause the game real quick. Got that all lined up. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, and everybody's here. And now I click the music button. And if clicking it again makes the world fall apart, then I will be upset. Let's see what happens.
I
Hey!
hear music.
Music started playing. That's good. I prefer that to the world ending. Alright, cool. 10 minutes into our start time and our first challenge dealt with. Let me catch everybody up on what happened. Alright, so Session 1 saw the party essentially getting here, realizing all of the big players. There's High Exarch Ambrose. There is a Devil Lord, a Duke and a General known as Baal. And at the beginning of Session 2, they discovered Theoaldo, which was Elvish for Hidden Trail, and it was a network of old Fey-like villages that ran throughout the entire peninsula of the Forest of Ash that they were sent to investigate. There were two leaders of sorts there. There was Eileen, who was a native who seemed to have quite a bit of power and authority in the area and was minding the borders. And then there was Cyril, who was a baron that was sent by the Empire to keep an eye on the area, make sure there was no uprisings, that Empire standards were upheld, etc., etc. It seems the two of them had been working together to maintain peace for a whole decade and keep the culture of Theoaldo alive. But Cyril had been approached very recently by a follower of High Exarch Ambrose and his cult, and he was very wary of communicating with him, of negotiating, giving in any way, and the impending conflict that might be coming. So, since the party showed up and they learned about Eileen and Cyril went ahead and invited the party to go see this follower. He was in a holding cell. He was a second ascended, so a fairly high-ranking member in the Machavian military. And his name was Melchior Nenu. He was calm, but he was quite clearly deluded in his view of the religion and of the situation. Melchior explained that Ambrose had encountered a being known as the Fallen, a paladin who hundreds of years ago apparently wanted to purify, air quotes, the same region, the same way that Ambrose is now trying to do himself. He is seeing the Fallen as inspiration. He believes that the area that they are in is unclean, that the Empire itself is unclean, and before they ever try to conquest another nation, as they did to Tarkir, they need to purify themselves first and somebody needs to dirty their hands in order to do it. Ambrose, according to Melchior, was also willing to offer peace to Theobaldo as long as they didn't intervene in the ongoing invasions of villages. But at the same time, nobody can promise who Ambrose would be inspired to raid next, based on his prayers to the fallen. So Cyril, after the conversation was over, pledged allegiance with the party, refusing to negotiate with Melchior at all. He offered them sending stones to help maintain communication over the coming days, and he basically said, if you three determine it best to fight Ambrose, I'm right there with you, with whatever resources I can provide. And if the people of Theobaldo do need to defend themselves, he is going to help them do so, and he thinks they are capable. In the evening, the party snuck into a small village known as Ozar. Ozar was much like Barda, a village that was once full of life just days ago, and had been invaded by Ambrose and his followers. And there they found out via Melchior during their meeting that they would actually be welcomed in, but they decided it best to not have anyone see them come in or out, to observe things without a filter of any kind, and get out as soon as they felt it was necessary. So they snuck in and out of Ozar undetected, and they witnessed Ambrose performing a purification. There was 3 people in the village he claimed to have been unpure, and he burned them alive, along with a bunch of the rubble in the area. And despite his clearly off-kilter speech and mannerisms and everything, he had at least 200 followers, some of which were soldiers, some of which were commoners, natives from the area, just a whole mix of people that had somehow, for some reason, fallen prey to the same delusional mindset that Ambrose was evangelizing to all of them. The party watched as the whole group descended into maddening prayer, and they said they were trying to divinate the will of the fallen and determine their next target. After a while, the party realized that this process was going to take a long time, and they didn't know how long they'd have to sit there in order to figure out what this next target would be. It was a better use of their time to just get away while they could. They weren't exactly sure how yet to handle Ambrose, but it seemed pretty clear among the 3 of them that the last thing they wanted to do was side with Baal. So, under the direction of Eileen, they heard again about this cleric of Pelor out in the woods who has a sanctuary and is taking care of people, named Lady Melina. Eileen knew of her, had spent time in the sanctuary, and agreed to lead the party to her as best she could. They knew that if they were going to stand against the devils, they would need a powerful ally who was experienced with that kind of thing, or else they would not stand a chance. And Lady Melina probably would be willing to do so. So they headed out that way, following a trail that Eileen showed them through that greatly reduced the travel time. But before they could quite reach her, they just got to the bridge they're supposed to cross to start finding her sanctuary. Baal actually inhabited the spirit of a man that was sitting out on the road, and he essentially warned them that if you seek out Melina, this will be the end of any sort of agreement or neutrality that we have. The party proceeded anyway, basically saying that you never made us a good offer and we were never planning on saying yes to it anyway, to which Baal retorted, "You seem to think I was going to offer you something. All I was offering was mercy and cooperation, and now that is gone." And suddenly, a platoon of devilish enemies appeared before them, and now they're going to have to fight for their lives to get across the bridge. So, let's go ahead and pop over to the Forest Bridge battle map real quick. Let's get this calm shit out of here and get some scary shit playing. Nice. That's pretty scary. Okay. And then...
That's fucking scary.
Yeah!
And fucking loud. Let me turn that down.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. Alright. So here is our big map, and we will be spending the next chunk of time dealing with this. Now, as far as making initiative goes, I am still getting used to how Foundry works, and I didn't actually really have much time to do so today. So bear with me as I figure out how the fuck one combats. We're just gonna sort it out real quick, and if not, I will just have to keep it on paper, and that is fine. I believe that is what I've done in the past anyway. But for now, just everybody go ahead and roll initiative and let me know what those numbers are.
Who hopped in here?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, you're gonna help us?
Yeah, I was just watching the stream, Mark. What you do is you like left click and drag and highlight a certain number of tokens,
Okay.
and then
So just
if you
all
right-
of them?
Yeah, just all of them, and then right click on one of the tokens,
Okay.
and then there's a little double crossy sword and shield,
Okay.
and left click on that.
So that's toggle combat site. Oh, and now they're all in the counter, and now I can put in the numbers.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Ah, there you go. And then you can go to the little tab up there for combat tracking and edit the numbers there. You just
Okay.
right click and adjust value.
All right.
Okay.
And then I can... Yeah. All right. All right. Thank you, God.
No problem. Okay, all right. Love you guys. I'll be
Okay,
watching the
thank
stream
you.
soon.
Goodbye, Joe.
Bye.
God, it's me, Fiona.
All right.
Not the same vibe?
Not quite. Felicity, what'd you get?
Not a 9.
Okay.
Gonna
9.
fucking die.
And then what is your dexterity?
16.
16. Okay, and these enemies in front of you have 15, so you'll actually go before that guy.
Very good.
Okay. We'll just do that. Okay. Cam the cat, what did you get?
22.
22. And Tivik'ka, what did you get? Why does it say 115? Jesus Christ.
I got a 14 though.
Okay. Cool. Alright. And then should be able to... No, we'll hit begin. Nice. Okay. And then I should be able to reorganize these real quick.
Ooh, pretty.
Okay.
A rainbow.
It is. Wow, that's not what I meant to do at all. That's okay. Alright, well, let's see here. Just getting the... Oh, I see what happened. Okay, okay. Have I been... I see what... Okay, okay. Well, folks, I changed the wrong values for the initiative. That's why it said you had 115 initiative. That's funny. We're learning things. Okay. Tivik'ka, what did you get again? 14. Okay. And then Eris had
9.
the 9.16. Okay. Okay then. Now we're good. Okay, and then let's click through. Alright. We're good now. Things are working. With the intervention and will of the gods, we have figured out how to track initiative on Foundry. Learning something every day. That's really cool. Alright then. Well, Callaway, that actually puts you first up. So go right ahead and tell me what you would like to do as 6 bearded devils appear in front of you, all with these tendrils coming out of their face that are snake-like and poisonous and glaives in their grip, looking ready to run straight at you as cannon fodder.
How tall are these things?
They should all just be around 6 feet or so, just on the larger side of average.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and I will, I guess, explain it, and I think this is how this should work, but we will figure it out along the way, I guess. So, you see, Callaway will, instead of drawing his bow as he normally does, will draw out his sword, and he starts to run towards them. And I'm going to get 15 feet move right here, but while I'm doing it, I'm going to conjure my echo, like, in a tree, like, I don't know, right here, I guess.
Okay.
And then I can instantaneously swap places with it. But can I, like, make a stealth check for the echo so that I can swap into the stealth? Does that make sense?
What? So, is there any action economy attached to summoning the shadow?
And just really ridiculous happening. I'm sorry, give me a second.
I think it's at will, right, Gemma? From Nalfian?
I have
I
it
think
pulled
so.
up. My computer's being stupid.
Oh no, maybe it's a
Oh
bonus.
no, it's a bonus action. I can't do that. Never mind.
Okay. Well, regardless, I cloned you in this tree if you would like.
Okay. I mean, maybe I can just have gotten there. I have 20 feet or 20 feet speed climbing with my claws.
Right.
So that would have been. Okay. Well, let me just. Can I instead? I will. Well, okay, so instead of what happens, the same thing happens, but it's not Callaway who's actually running up. You see kind of the echo walk out of him, like running while drawing the sword, and he's going to use that diversion. And instead of getting in that tree, I guess I'll just go into, like, one that's closer. I could probably get into, like... is that where I put myself initially, actually?
Yeah, we could just put you,
that
like...
makes sense.
Yeah. We'll just put
And
you...
I will try to get up there as stealthily as I can.
Yeah,
And
it's
right up, like,
shouldn't be a problem to climb, really. It's only like a 5-foot thing, so... yourself up
And then I will go ahead and take the bow off his shoulder and knock an arrow, and for those who could see him, you see him line it up, and then he kind of hooks his claw around the string and brings the bow even further back, and I'm going to use my sharpshooter feat and take a -5 penalty for a +10 damage bonus.
Okay.
So he's going to go ahead and shoot the first arrow at the one right in front of the echo.
Gotcha.
And that was a cock roll. That one was a dirty 20.
Okay, hit.
And so then I should get sneak attack because I have my person there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 2 is 14, plus 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17, plus 6 is 23, plus 10 is 33.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
33 points of damage on that bearded devil. Pretty much rips clean through him. He's still standing, large gaping wound at his side. Yeah, and that was anything else in your action economy?
Yeah, I have one more attack, and it's still standing, you said?
Yeah.
Then I'll go ahead and kind of just briefly changing position in the leaves just to kind of still be obscuring exactly where he is. He'll go ahead and do another one. Oh, I'm sorry. When I just realized I took the -5 penalty, so that was a 15 to hit.
That's still a hit, so.
Okay.
Good to know, though.
Yes. I just forgot to do that. Okay.
Yeah, that'll still be a hit, though.
So then the other one, I'll do the same thing. That's not going to hit. That's 12 plus 4 minus 5. 11.
So, 11, yeah. 11 is a miss.
Okay.
Okay, so... the
And then,
beast-
oh, sorry, I have one more thing I can do.
Okay, no problem.
Us.
Whenever I take the attack action, I can make one additional attack from the Echo's position. So he will go ahead with his sword. After the second arrow, like, I guess if, like, the thing, like, it moved out of the way, he'll try to kind of reach around and uppercut towards its chest and face with his sword.
Okay.
And that is a 27 to hit.
That's definitely a hit.
And that is 6 points.
Okay, 27 to hit and 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
Alright, still standing, very angry. And I am going to go ahead and denote that this one is your shadow somehow. This is the status effect for paralyzed. You're not. Oh wait, no, it did it. It did it to both of them. The asshole. Asshole. Okay.
Hey Mark, I will take on the worry of knowing which one is which.
That's good to know. Yeah. That's really great. You really just like did the dishes for me. That was really.
I can do that. That's the least I can do, Mark.
Gotcha. Okay, cool then. Let's go ahead and hop to the first of the Bearded Devil's turns. It was actually this bad boy up here. And he really, perhaps fortunately for all of you, is not really within range to do much. Yeah, because he'd have to move 40 feet in order to really do anything unless he wanted to attack the Echo, but he's definitely more focused on the two back here. So this Bearded Devil is just going to go ahead and take a dash action and just get here to impose both of you and do opportunity attacks if he can on the next round. That leads us to this Bearded Devil, who is right there, and will do quite literally the same thing. Cool. Alright. So 2 Bearded Devils have moved into position in your way, and now, Tivik'ka, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, focusing in on, God, I have not reset my Foundry Zoom thingy. I hate this. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's because we made the new world. It just zoomed in on Cam saying,
Yeah,
Jesus. That was amazing.
Okay.
Even better. But focusing in on the, not me completely losing my spells. Okay. Focusing on the one that's closest to me, so to the left of where Eris is. I'ma do a guiding bolt. And
Okay.
that is a 13 to hit? That
13 is a hit.
Okay, and then Huachow, because I can just do it through here. Ahaha. And so that is 37 damage. And you have
37?
advantage on the next attack against it.
That's pretty fucking baller. And top one or middle one here of the two?
That bottom one, right to the left of Eris.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, then. 37. Cool. 37, and then I will... never mind. We'll just know. I have advantage. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then opportunity tap speed damned. I want to get out of there. Why is that so? Opportunity tap speed damned. I'ma just move out to the side here.
Okay, then. So that Bearded Devil that you just guided with a bolt is going to go ahead and make one attempt by swinging their glaive. And looks like with a 17 that will be a hit.
Miss.
Alright. And then I also need you to roll a con saving throw real quick.
Oh.
Okay. So a 13 is a success. Lucky you avoided a block of text. But you do take 8 damage, just normal slashing damage from the glaive as it cuts in just a little bit past your side, just tearing through a little bit of the fabric as you are evading your way out of danger. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on then to this Bearded Devil. right in front of the Echo. So that one knows what it's going to do. It's going to attack the Echo. First, it's going to do so with the tendrils on its beard.
No.
But it will. That is a horrendous miss.
Which one was fighting? I'm sorry.
Right in front of Cam.
Okay.
Be a horrendous miss there. Second attack, it'll try to go in with the glaive. Also a pretty bad miss. Alright, Callaway, looks like you are totally fine this round. Your Echo is pretty easily able to avoid all of that. Alright, now it is the one just to the left of it. So, never mind, we're going to attack the Echo 2 more times. See what happens. Okay, a 17 actually is a hit on the Echo.
What's our, because it's not technically my AC, what is our proficiency bonus? If it's 14 plus proficiency.
Oh,
It has a higher AC than I do, I think.
Okay, well then it...
No, it's not plus 4, is it plus 3?
It would be plus 4 at this point, I'm pretty sure.
Plus 4.
So... Okay, that's good to note. I will do a 17.
It's 14 plus proficiency.
Okay, so your armor class is 17/18.
Yeah,
depending
I know
on what hitting.
I'm sorry.
It's just a little confusing, I just didn't know. Alright, well then that beard attack actually does miss for the second one, and the glaive also misses then. Okay. Look at that. Next bearded devil. This one. Guess what's happening? Another miss. Okay, we hit the Echo. Alright. Now, how do hit points work for this thing?
I think it only has like one hit.
Alright, well then that's definitely doing D10 plus 3, so that will do it then. Okay, so as the glaive comes down on the Echo, does anything happen, or does it just vanish?
It just vanishes.
Okay, then.
But
there
if you were watching, you can see that there is a physical reaction that Callaway has to his Echo being eliminated. Not that he's necessarily hurt, but...
Alright. And that is it for them. Alright, Eris, we are finally to you.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is the one that was guided, which I think is the one directly in front of Eris, not the one diagonal. She's gonna use her action to attack it twice to hopefully kill it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'll take 2 attacks. She'll twirl around her halberd and then do a little stabby stab or slashy slash, whatever halberds do. Okay, so, oh god, 25 to hit for the first one.
For sure.
28 to hit for the second one. Okay, so then, let's see. D10.
And you attacking the one you have advantage on?
Yes.
Okay.
So wait, so that, we'll just use, okay, so 28 for the first hit then. Now let me roll. 29. 26.
Okay.
29, but no natural 20s. So.
It's worth checking.
Yeah. Okay, so for the damage on the first one, that's 10 damage for the first one.
Okay, still up.
And 10 damage for the second one.
And there we go. A bearded devil has perished, and it leaves the turn tracker and the material plane. Both of those at the same time.
Good. Get out of my plane. It's my plane, only mine. Okay.
Says
now,
the Gennazi.
Yep. Oopsies. Okay. Then for my bonus action, I'm going to do the help bonus action, I guess, on Callaway. Yes. So I think helpful word, bonus action, spend a leadership die to take the help action. It can be within 30 feet of me, and you definitely are, rather than within 5 feet. So now you get, you'll just get advantage on your next attack.
Oh, yeah.
And I can also use my reaction to help you out with your roll, I think. But we'll just see when we get there. So I might be able to add a leadership die to your roll, but it would be my reaction. So, which should be fine. We'll just see if I use my reaction the next time. So, but that's it. So you'll be able to have advantage on your next attack. And that will be my turn.
Cool. All right. Last but not least, this dude. Dash.
No.
All right. Cool. And that brings us up once again to Callaway.
Okay. So, do I have to stay within 30 feet of you to keep this thing?
No.
Okay. So Callaway's gonna go tree hopping, if that's okay. I mean, he's like a cat person, so I feel like...
Yeah, I mean, you have proficiency in acrobatics, and I assume it's very high, so...
Yeah. So I'm gonna... Oh, what do I want to do? I'm sorry. My computer is just being really dumb right now. Okay, so, he's gonna hop from this tree to this one and get, like, right... Oh, that's not the right key. I'm just really... Get... Jesus Christ, come on, man. Okay, and get here on the edge of this branch, and then, I will conjure the echo... Oh, wait, no. I guess I'll keep running. I'm gonna go all the way over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's 15 plus 15, that's 30. And I'm going to go over here and I will conjure the echo behind them, I guess, like right here.
Sure thing. Okay.
Actually, can I, how tall are these trees?
They're all between 5 and 10 feet.
Okay. Do you use Joe's, like, I guess I wouldn't be 10 feet directly, but...
No.
I was just trying to think of the, whatever the version of, flanking is for...
Oh, yeah. No, that wouldn't really apply in the,
That's fine. But I am going to, because I can put him... Oh, that's not... I want to conjure him in the tree up here, though, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
So he's at least a little bit above them. I guess I would put him like right here, and I'll move him further in, and then simultaneously, the Echo and I are both gonna line up our shots, pull them back a little further, like the last round.
Mm-hmm.
And I will aim the first one at the one that I took the shot at initially.
Okay.
So that is a 25 to hit.
Yep.
And that is... Oh, and I got advantage on that attack too because of Eris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me see if I can... Oh, that's okay.
Always gotta check.
Yes. But this way I still get my sneak attack even though my Echo isn't right next to them. So, but that is 8 plus 6 is 14. I rolled really well on this thing. Plus 6 is 20, plus 4 is 24, plus 3 is 27, plus 10 is 37.
Okay, I think you got him, buddy. That guy is... that guy is mega dead. Bada boom.
Then, if... Oh, that's fine. No, it's cool.
What?
I was going to ask if I could have shot my sneak attack one at somebody who hadn't been hit yet, but I said who I was aiming for, so I will lay in bed. And then the other arrow will just come at this one, who is right next to Eris.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
That is a 14 to hit.
14 is a hit.
So that is 11 plus... No, that's just 11. 11 points of damage.
Okay, 11 points of damage down there. Took one out of the fight. Anything else for your turn?
Nah.
Okay. Alright then, that brings us to Bearded Devil right above here. That one is just going to stay in place and make a Beard Tendril and Glaive attack. First off, Beard Tendrils, which is a wonderful phrase. Okay, Eris, your armor class is high.
Yeah.
So you should be good. Yeah, you are. You're fine. The tendrils poke at your armor and can't get through. The glaive, he's not the finest glaive wielder, and you're able to predict all of the motions, and you are fine. Which then brings us to Tivik'ka, who is hanging out over there.
Hell yeah, just vibing. Which of these devils did Callaway hit? Because he hit one of the ones coming out of Eris, right?
Yeah, you said the one right next to Eris, right? This bad boy?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Okay. In that case, we'll send another guiding bolt their way
Okay.
for a 18 to hit.
Yeah.
And then some radiant damage. Oh, I think that went twice. Ugh.
Hell
I
yeah,
did.
DM Edge. We love that.
Well, you rolled 38 first, which was enough. You did not guide your allies, but you did guide this bearded devil back to hell. All right.
Right.
I would just like to continue making my way up to where that bridge is.
Okay. All right then. Anything else for Tivik'ka?
That is all.
All right. Yep, and they're still just vibing. You know, just just chilling, just hanging out.
Casual walk, great.
Yeah. So, oh, guys, look at these barricades. These are cool. All right. Got this bearded devil who has not done much so far. This bearded devil, I'm going to roll a d4, even or odd, to go north or south on the map. That is even. So this bearded devil is going to try to cut you off, Tivik'ka. All right. So, first off, beard tendrils. Coming in with a 22 to hit, so that looks like a hit.
Yeet.
All right, go ahead and roll a con save for me as well.
That's a pretty die.
I know, right?
Okay, that is another success on your con save. You once again avoided the block of text that these bearded devils are so looking forward to using. But that is okay. That results in just 10 piercing damage. Alright, then he'll come in with the glaive. Oh, I was close to being a 19, but it was a 10. Okay, so the tendrils freak you out enough that you very easily move out of the way of the glaive strike. And that'll be it for that bearded devil. Other than just doing its best to block off your path. Alright, now we got this one, who definitely saw the arrows fly, and is going to ascend this tree and start slashing. Start blasting. Alright. Once again, attacking the Echo. Alright, there is a hit with the beard, but it does not matter because the Echo just goes away. Okay. So now he's confused and upset, and he will descend the tree. And that will be the end of his turn. And I really need to turn off the setting where it zooms in on whoever's talking. That's getting... I forgot how insane that setting is. It's terrible.
In configure settings. I was looking for it earlier. Configure settings, pan to token speaker, turn that off. No one needs that.
That's exactly what we're doing. Where pan to token speaker that's in core settings or system settings? No, there it is. I found it.
Configure.
Do we all have to do it, or is that one system thing? Because
I think everyone needs to.
Yeah.
Well, then I would like to change that. I didn't know how to do that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Well, we all did it months ago.
Oh, there it is. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all did it months ago for all the campaigns and forgot. So that's why that kept happening. Anyway, yeah. That is it for that, folk. And Eris, it's your go.
Okay. I'm gonna do 2 attacks on the bitch in front of me. Let's go.
Nice.
Alright. So 12 for the first hit.
12 is our first not hit. Well, other than that 11 from earlier. But yeah, so not at all. It's our second not hit. It didn't hit.
God! I got another 12.
Okay.
It misses.
Well, okay. Fel, it's gonna be okay.
No, it's not. I'm broken now.
You can hit later. It'll be fine.
I quit.
Okay, well, so Eris is dead. She misses twice, and it's like,
I
actually...
have great weapon fighting. Oh, no, that's damage. Never mind.
The whiplash. Okay, alright.
I think that's all I can do, actually. Let me just double check. Let me look over my bonus actions, because I think everyone's out of range for my helpful shit. 60 feet...
60 feet's doable.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, so she's going to bonus action call out to Tivik'ka, get away from him as quick as possible. And now you can move as your reaction up to a maximum of 30 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. So you can do that now.
Reaction, it's not like triggered. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, you can do it right now.
I will do that right now. I don't know how to do the fucking...
I know you like your
space.
space.
That bridge and then 1 extra square.
Nice.
That's a nice ability right there.
It really is. I like it a lot.
It is wonderful. I'm a big fan of the Warlord.
Yeah, I am too. I forgot how much fun she was. Okay, well, I think now that's all I can do, which is not a bad thing. Still an okay turn, so.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Getting to the top of the 3rd round. Tivik'ka, as you approach the bridge, you hear more plumes of flame going off, more enemies joining the fray, and I am going to drop in these 2 tokens now as these massive, person-sized, glowing, demonic mosquitoes rise out of the water underneath you and are now flying in the general area right there. And I will go ahead and add them to the initiative real quick. Okay. So that one got... Okay, so they slot right into the initiative as is. Neither of them are going to be going right now. But we do have our passive ability that we need to contend to right now. Let me see, I believe you are within 30 feet of the 2 of them. Yeah, you're within 30 feet of the first one there on the left. So, for Tivik'ka, the beating of their wings produces a horrid droning sound. And you, starting your turn within 30 feet of them, you're going to need to, at the start of your turn, make a con save for that. So I'm just saying that now so we remember. All right, then. But that brings us to Callaway at the top of the round.
And drop my echo. It kind of just manifests right in front of, right here, in front of the guy on the top.
Okay. Boom.
And the echo will draw a sword, trying to draw the attention of it, and I will go ahead and knock my bow back, pull it back a little further for the damage buff, and go ahead and make that first attack. Oh, that's pretty bad. That's a 9.
9 is a miss.
Okay. That's why I chose to multi-class into fighter for moments like this.
Yes.
So I'll make my second attack. That's better. That is a 21.
Alrighty. Roll for damage.
That is 5, 10, 17, 18, 19, plus 6 is 25, plus 10 is 35 points of damage.
Okay. So that brings him to... Okay. Got that.
And then, right when the arrow impacts him, the echo will go ahead and kind of spin, kind of back and go for a slash towards its legs while it's reeling back from the arrow.
Okay, gotcha.
And that is a 13 to hit.
13 is a hit. Just managed to graze him.
And that is... Oh, that's not very good. That's 6 points of...
Okay. 6, and it is still up, just clinging on to life. And is there anything else for you?
I'm gonna go ahead and take some of my own movement and jump. Is this just a ledge? What is this, like? Is it a rock wall?
Yeah, so this actually is, the bridge is level with everything else. Everything else is a little bit of a ledge, and it leads down into this, sort of gulch right here, where there's water running off of the side, you can see. So you can pretty easily get up. What you don't want to do is, descend down or fall off the bridge.
Uh-huh.
It's a fairly significant drop.
But I could make it to the edge of the bridge from where I'm at.
Movement-wise, yeah. Yeah, you should be able to just get to the edge of the bridge there.
I'll go ahead and do that then.
Okay, let me check.
And then kind of, assuming that Tivik'ka is facing towards the bugs, Callaway will kind of back-to-back still have facing towards where the beard devils, whatever they're called, are.
Alright. Gotcha. Okay, then. So that brings us to the bearded devil that is across from Eris. Gonna go ahead and make a couple of attacks. See if we can pierce that armor. Yes, we can! Go team! Yes! Okay, so, the beard manages to slip underneath the armor, and I do need you to make a con save right quick.
Okay. I got a 11.
Okay, so that is a fail on the con save. So as the tendrils pierce in, you feel almost this chill sensation as the one that manages to slip through the armor, pierce into the skin. It almost feels like it plunges and injects for a second. You do take 14 piercing damage from that, and with your failed con save, you are not only poisoned, as in the condition poisoned, but you cannot regain hit points as long as this poison lasts. And you will be able to make a saving throw at the end of each of your turns. Otherwise, it does not go away. So, Go ahead and denote that real quick with something. This little biohazard symbol. That seems fun. We'll do that.
At the end of my turn, I will make a save.
Yes, at the end of your turns, you'll be able to make saves. But you... Yeah, and I will... The poisoned condition as well, I will drop real quick. It is pretty simple. But... Go ahead and make sure that is there. Just spelled out very clearly. Just give me just one moment. Boom. Alright. There's the poison, because it's not there. There it is.
Okay.
The... Very simple, but it's...
Ability checks. And I'm prone?
I don't know why it says that.
Okay. I was like... That's a little dramatic to be like, I'm poisoned, and falls to the ground.
That'd also be weird if that's how it was written in the book. A poisoned creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Prone.
Yeah.
That'd be a little confusing. But yeah, so you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks and cannot be healed until you naturally overcome that poison. Alright. And it missed its glaive attack, so you're good there.
That's very good.
Speaking of con saves, start of your turn, Tivik'ka. I remember mentioning that we would need one from you.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and get that.
That is a... Ooh, those were low numbers. That's a 12, but if it fails, I can do a thing, so...
Alright. You luckily don't need to do a thing.
Sweet.
So, the drone, you feel it just kind of getting under your skin. It's this dull vibration sensation that you can feel in your joints and kind of in your own head. And for a second, you feel like you're about to just slip. The sensation is about to hypnotically knock you out, and you're about to fall. It is only the lack of supports on this bridge that knock you out of it, and you manage to steel yourself and stay conscious so that you don't fall plunging down into the gulch. But you did notice that just the sound of the drone itself being close to it was enough to almost knock you unconscious. And now it is your turn.
Damn, okay. Well, still gonna go ahead with the plan. And so I am first of all gonna Eldritch Blast the boy on the left.
Gotcha.
The boy on the left. And first one is a 20.
Okay, 20 to hit is a hit.
And it takes that damage. And then there's going to be more following it. That's a 21, so that will also hit. And that is a 50.
Okay.
15 also hits? I'm guessing, yeah, it's a bug, right?
Yeah, what were you saying?
15.
15 does hit, yes.
Okay.
Forgot there was one more beam since you guys are level 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I want to move forward.
Okay.
But then knowing that being near these things is bad news, I'm then going to Misty Step further to not be in their range, hopefully.
Okay.
And I guess that would probably take me off the map, but I'm just gonna put myself here.
Yeah, you good. So as you reach the edge here, you notice that you couldn't see it too much from the other end of the bridge. It was kind of just a mirage of red trees. You assume that the forest would just sort of continue. as you get right there, you notice that there is a heavy mist in the area, and pretty much everything ahead of you is obscured in that mist. If you are to proceed forward, you would not be able to see even an inch ahead of you. You would just be completely enveloped in it. So whatever that means, up to you. But, yeah. There you are at the edge, and I guess you could technically Misty Step all the way if you want to.
Yeah, my intention is to get into her, like, little realm thingy, so then it has that, like, she'll be able to see that, I guess, someone's in here. So
Okay.
basically just trying to raise the alarm, so I would try and get into whatever kind of zone effect there appears to be.
Okay. So you enter the mist. Nothing bad happens. I don't need any saves, so you're good there. But yeah, you just can't see a thing. And it's so thick and so dulling to your senses that you're pretty sure if you stepped back that the forest would still be there, but it's just nothing. You're in just a grayish white. But as far as you can tell, nothing good or bad happens immediately. Okay. Is that all for you?
That is all.
Okay, then. So, here we go to Bug on the Left, which sounds like the name of a weird album. It's going to go ahead and fly all the way right there and hover over top of you, Callaway, and just go ahead and make an attack with its probe. Let's see if we can get a hit here.
Well,
Yeah, like its mosquito lance.
that's probably a bad thing.
It is!
Wow.
So with a 19, that is a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, let's see here. 16, 22. Okay, so 24 piercing damage.
24.
Yeah, 24 piercing damage. And then...
How much? How many?
19, 1 second. 19,
Yeah.
20. Okay, what were you saying?
Oh, I was asking how many hit points or temporary hit points we got from the Gemma.
You have 11.
11. Okay. And then you said 24 points of damage.
Yeah, so it was 24 piercing. In addition, you also feel a jet of poison enter as the probe lances your skin. You take an additional 24 necrotic damage,
Oh, jeez.
and your hit point maximum is also reduced by 24.
Okay.
Alright. And this reduction is gonna last until there is magical intervention or a long rest. Okay. That is all it does, though. Just the one lance. But if it hits, it hits. Okay, so it'll just kind of stay in that general area. That brings us back to this bearded devil that's by your echo. So it's going to climb the tree and smack at it. Okay, that's a miss. That's also a miss. Good job, bearded devil. Okay. And we've got this one right here. This one right here is going to team up down here with Eris. So let's go in for another beard attack. That's a miss. And the glaive. There's a hit. Nice! You've been hit with a glaive. You've been glaved. Okay.
Okay.
So first off, that is 13 slashing damage from the glaive.
Okay.
And then also, may you make a con save.
Another one?
Yeah,
That's fine.
I know. There's another one.
Are you fucking... This dice deserves dice jail. That's a 5.
Okay. So here we go. So you took the 13 slashing. On top of that, you take another 5, and it's not a specific damage type. All that has happened is the glaive sunk in deep enough into you that there is now a wound that is both leaking blood and singeing infernal flame coming off of you. So,
a different kind of fire. Interesting.
yes. So, basically now, at the start of each of your turns, that infernal wound that is on you will leak a little bit.
Like hurt me more? Is that what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, and then any creature can take an action to try a medicine check to stanch it. Otherwise, it will close if you receive magical healing, but you can't until the first poison is gone. Which is exactly why these creatures use both. So I will now put in the bleeding symbol on you as well. Okay. And now it is your turn already, so you take another 7 from the wound.
Okay.
And now it is your go, and at the end we'll roll for that main poison.
Okay. Has either of these devils been hit?
Let's see. Down by, no.
Right. All right. That's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna try something, and we'll see if it bites me in the butt later. I'm gonna take a hit on both of them.
Okay.
So the first one is a 27 to hit. And then the second one, fucking natural 1. Fuck me. Dice jail! God damn. Alright, well, she hits one of them. And the damage isn't the main thing I was trying to do, but I shall roll the damage. Okay, so that's a 9 points of damage.
Okay.
But what she'll do, even though she missed the other one, is we'll pick the one directly in front of her that she hit. She'll use a rallying mark. So what will happen, so that's my bonus action, she will expend 2 leadership dice. And the next time damage is rolled against the target, before they start, add the leadership dice to the damage rolled. So basically you're gonna add the 2 leadership dice, which I believe, I need to check and see if they're D10s or D8s, I don't remember. And you'll add it to the damage, but also you'll heal those points. So hopefully she fucking gets over this poison and can fucking heal herself next round.
Okay.
Let me see what die is my leadership die. A D8. Okay. So, and I'm gonna put 2 on him.
Okay.
Oops. So. All right. That will be my turn.
Gotcha. All right, and go ahead and give me another con save for that main poison.
Oh, yes. Oh, good! A unnatural 20.
Okay. So we can remove the poison that is preventing you from getting healed and giving you a disadvantage on all your shit. So that's good. Cool.
Sweet.
All right. Now you're just infernal bleeding.
Yep.
Woo!
It's fine. We're fine.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. Second bug boy. Gonna join their friend and go in for another lance at Callaway here.
I really hope they miss.
Does a 24 hit? Oh, man. Alright. Let me go ahead and 2, 4, 8, 9. Okay, so 11 piercing damage that time. Not nearly as bad on the piercing. 6, 9, 13, 16, and 22 on the necrotic, and that's another minus 22 to your maximum. Okay.
How are you looking right now?
Not fantastic.
Oh, and Eris, I mean, she looks hurt.
Okay. And that's all that mosquito will do for this turn. Brings us up to the top. So, I will say for Tivik'ka, right at the top of the round, you do now notice, again, nothing particularly good or bad, but you feel the mist kind of move a little bit. Just sort of a gentle gust of wind for a couple of seconds, and that's about it. And it was so subtle, you're not sure if it even meant anything. Other than that, top of the round with Callaway. Callaway, you are now starting a turn within the drone of the mosquitoes, so I need you to go ahead and make a con saving throw.
Con save. That was an 18. Okay.
You, as well as Tivik'ka, are able to handle the droning sound and not let it knock you down. The threat of falling off the bridge, the adrenaline of the two attacking you so quickly, managed to keep you awake, and you shake it off. And now, Callaway, it is your turn.
Okay. So, Callaway can see the precarious situation that Eris is in, and really, really does not want to be near these things, so I'm going to bonus action disengage, so he's just going to kind of like, I guess, duck away and get on all fours, and then he's going to start running. And I'm going to use my Tabaxi ability to double my movement for the turn. And you see him like on all fours, like running. If I can avoid an attack of opportunity from that guy, that'd be great. But I'm also going really fast, so...
Yeah, I mean, it would just be like an extra 5 feet to kind of badoop around him, so...
Yeah, but I will end up... Oh, I'm still on my mission. Cool, that's why that didn't work. If I can, I'd like to end up so that we are flanking this person, but I'm not going to attack them. I'm going to go ahead. As he runs up, he's going to pull out his sword and plunge it into the one that is not in the middle.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that is a... That's a dirty 20 on that first attack.
Okay.
And so that is 6 plus 4 plus 3 is 13 plus 3 is 16 plus 3 is 19.
Are you hitting the one I marked?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna let you take the healing from it.
We could both get it.
Oh, we can?
Let me double check.
I mean, am I gonna kill this thing if I attack it, though?
No.
Okay.
Rallying Mark, you can expend cause another creature within 30 feet. So yeah, if you attack, we can both heal.
Oh, okay. Then I will do that then.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just transfer my writing here real quick.
Okay, so I think that was 19 plus 5 is 24 points of damage then.
Yep.
So that's the first attack. And then the echo will make... Well, no, I'll go ahead and make this other one. And then I guess it's 24 plus, then it's 2d10 then? Is that what you said?
No, D8. Sorry,
D8,
2D.
okay. And do you roll that, or do you want me to roll that?
I don't care. You can roll it.
Okay.
But that'll be damage and what we heal.
Oh, collectively?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't roll very well, so I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That was only
They're still
4.
rallying marked, so...
Okay. So it's an extra 4, and then I heal 4 then?
Yep.
Still pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And then I'll go ahead and make... If I keep attacking it, will that keep happening? The rally mark? Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and make one more attack at it with the short sword. That was a... Probably miss. That was a 12 to hit.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Okay. And then my Echo will make its free action slash at the bearded devil next to it.
Gotcha.
Kind of synchronized to mine. And that is a dirty 20 on that one.
Okay.
And 7 points of damage.
Okay. Your Echo manages to take out this bearded devil.
Hell yeah.
Descends, does a cool flip shit from the tree, and descends and is able to take that one out. Okay. Anything else, Callum?
I have a question.
Okay.
So, for us both to take take the healing, I have to expend a rallying mark, or not rallying, a leadership die. Would you want me to spend 2 to heal for each attack, or 1 to heal for the whole turn? It doesn't really clarify.
Me?
Mark, I'm asking
Oh,
Mark.
okay. Sorry.
The DM, sorry.
I would... A lot of apologizing going around tonight, y'all. Everybody's fine. Let me just say that right now.
I'm just always anxious.
I just don't... I don't know what the energy is all about. It's all good, man. There's so many sorries. I'm actually not sure what the wording is for that one. So I will just judgment call for now that it's good for the round.
Okay.
And then we can look at it more later.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Cuckoo. I will. What was the 2d8 rolled for that one, Cameron?
4.
For both hits?
3 plus 1. Oh, for not, I guess... was I supposed to roll it a second time? Or a different number?
And you can add damage, but it's dead.
That one was 5 plus 7, which is 12.
Nice. So we both heal an extra 12.
Okay. Puts us over here at this one. Gonna go ahead and, noticing the new aggressor, attack Callaway. So we got this beard. That's a miss. We got this glaive. That's a miss. Good turn. Alright. Up to Tivik'ka. You're in the mist. What do you want to do?
They're just gonna kind of note the, I guess, movements in the mist. And just say out loud, "Hello, hope that this means that our presence has been known by you." And then just noting where they obviously came from, gonna head back, knowing that there's still shit out there and not wanting to just abandon everyone. Back out onto the bridge, and then once more at the bug on the left.
Okay.
Going to do some more blasting.
Yeah, blast them.
Roll all my dice at the same time. That's a 14 for that first one.
That is a miss.
Oh, okay. And then a 15 for the second.
That is a hit.
And then, a 27 for the third one, which I'm guessing.
What if that missed? That'd be fun.
That'd be fun, yeah. You can roll too high. Try again next time.
That's used to be what I told
19.
Joe all the time. He would be like, Mark, does a 25 hit Cecily? And I'd be like, no, that's too high, man. Alright. So that totals up to 19 force damage against Bug left. Alright. Anything else for you?
That is all.
Okay. That actually brings it to Bug Left's turn, who will respond with a probe. Go ahead and... Alright, that is definitely a hit. That is in the low 20s there. So, 5, 7, and 13 for the piercing damage portion. 5, 8, 10, 14, 18, 20 for the necrotic, wow. 20 for the necrotic portion, and that will also reduce your hit point maximum by 20.
Man.
Alright. So yeah, it just flies in, and right as its flight is ending, you see its whole lower half dip, and the probe just and come in, and it is just a clean... It is only piercing your skin for maybe a whole second before it rips back out. And yeah, does all that damage with such a quick motion. And now it is just hovering over you. Alright. One of the last bearded devils, this wounded dude down here, is going to go ahead and take 2 attacks at Eris. Okay. Looks like those are hits.
Oh, geez.
But the good news for you is that you've already worked the first poison out of your system, so we don't need to worry about that.
Good.
So, that is just 7 points of piercing damage from the beard.
Okay.
The glaive we will worry about, so that's 9 more damage from the glaive, and I will need a con save.
Oh, another... Oh. Okay. Alright. It wasn't good. It's a 6.
Okay. That wound will now be doing double damage at the start of your turn.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. It's the start of your turn.
Also, hell yeah. I did want to say I read it a little bit more thoroughly. It looks like the rallying mark goes away after the first hit, so we actually did not take that 12. It didn't really matter because the thing still died, so at least like the damage-wise. Yeah, the 12 healing we did not take because it goes away. I didn't notice. So
I'm sorry for wasting it.
You're sorry for what?
Oh, for wasting it on the +4.
Oh my god, chill out. It's no big deal. Okay, my turn. How much damage do I take, Mark?
8.
8?
Yeah, low roll. It was alright.
I was hoping that was a high roll. Okay. She doesn't look good.
Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Yep, she cries. Okay, let's see here. Which one? So the one we've been attacking, she's gonna take 2 attacks on it.
Gotcha.
And, well, if it dies after the first one, if the first one hits,
yes,
then we'll move on to the second one. Okay. 16?
16 is a hit.
Okay, so let's see how much damage we do here. Where'd my D10 go? Am I blind? It's right there. Okay. That's 11 points of damage.
11! It died!
Okay.
Okay.
Second hit will go on the other one. 23.
Too high. No, you good.
Okay. I will damage. Okay, 12.
Gotcha.
And then we will... You're too far, Tivik'ka. I can't... I mean, I think you're okay, but you're too far.
Don't worry about me.
Okay. I think I'm going to... Because Rallying Mark doesn't have to be a... I'm going to do a Rallying Mark. It doesn't... It's just when I attack, I can just choose to do that.
Okay.
So just put 1 on him. So whoever attacks him next, we can get some healing from that. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. But I will also do helpful word for Callaway. Do I have to give it to your Echo, or if I give it to you, will you still... I'm going to give it to you, because I think if you then attack, you'll still get your sneak attack, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give it to you.
I think I'll give it either way if you're standing right here.
What?
Or... I will get sneak attack either way since you're standing right next to this guy.
Oh, well then... I'm not going to waste the leadership die. I will just rallying mark.
Okay.
And that's what I'll do.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
All right, then. Bug right. They are defending this bridge, so they're going to continue to do that. Let's see if we hit Tivik'ka. Nice! That was only a 12. Alright. Looks like you are safe from the mosquito for now. Alright. Brings us to the top of the round. All of you assessing the situation, it looks like the bearded devils have been mostly dealt with. It seems like these mosquito demons are definitely the new problem. Until all of you hear in Infernal a battle command get yelled from the east. And as all of you look up on top of this ledge, there is, rushing forward, 3 more bearded devils, and descending, the one who gave the battle command leading all of them is a bone devil. And I'm going to go ahead and add all of them to the initiative real quick. Okay. Jesus. Alright, my map is being very silly. Just give me 1 second here. Wow. Tonight really had to be the night with all the tech issues. Dear God. I don't even know how to handle this. Click, and there we go. Okay. It's letting me drag again. That's good. And then let's highlight the 4 of them. Add them to the initiative. Okay. Okay. Got all that going on. That is the bearded devil with that health. So I'll denote that here. And then we've got all that. Okay. All that being said, Callaway, you are still at the top of the initiative. So it is your go.
Well, I think Callaway is going to survey the situation at hand. And see that we are outnumbered. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3.5.
Yeah.
2 to 1. That's not very. So I think I'm just gonna run.
Can you sneak this guy first and then run?
The Echo will take 2 bow shots at it.
Okay.
And the first one is 18 minus 5 plus 12.
Yeah.
Is a lot.
A lot.
So that is 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 3 is 19, plus 5 is 24, plus 5 is 29, plus 10 is 39.
Okay, 39 does that one in. Nice clean arrow through the back of the neck, and it is done.
Can you roll your d8 for me?
8.
Nice!
Woo!
You 8.
Okay.
And then as a... Oh, I will go ahead and, since I already made my attack action, I will make another one, this one originating from... Actually, I think it would be... I like to think of the idea cinematically of them shooting both of them, and the arrows kind of like crossing each other in the distance, but the real Callaway will shoot an arrow at... or whichever one of the bug things was Eldritch Blasted.
The left one is way more hurt.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and throw an arrow at the left one.
Okay.
Same thing for -5. So that is a 17 to hit,
That is a hit.
and that is 7 plus 5 plus 10, so 22.
Okay. 22 on that bug. Still up, but very ragged. One of the wings looks like it isn't beating quite right. One of the eyes is messed up. It is close to done. Okay.
And then I will bonus action swap places with my Echo. So
Sweet.
Eris, since I don't know if Tivik'ka could really see, preoccupied with the bugs, but you'll see kind of just the two, or the figures kind of just almost look like they merge together, but then like re-separate. But the shadowy figure right in front of you and Callaway up there, and then he's going to go ahead and
Sick.
Nice.
try to get up onto the bridge if he can.
Okay.
And I will then move the Echo. It has to be within 30 feet of me, so
Gotcha.
yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right.
All right, then. Brings us to this bearded devil up top here. Simply going to chuck a spear down at Tivik'ka. That is all they are doing.
Fuck them.
Yeah, well, the ultimate cannon fodder, so. Alright, with a 15, that is unfortunately a hit on Tivik'ka, and that results for just 13 points of piercing damage for them. Okay. And now, Tivik'ka, it is your turn.
Okay, first up, how is Callaway looking? Because the real one is on the bridge, yeah?
Yes, Callaway is fine, and I can still second wind next turn.
Okay. Then in that case, I will... Yeah, I mean, I may as well. I will give myself a little bit of healing with some healing light. That's only 4 heal, but that's fine. And then I will, knowing that bug left is pretty hurt, gonna try hopefully chip out the rest using Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And that is a 16 for that first hit, which I believe is a hit. Wow.
Oh, nice. All right, that one bolt did it.
Okay, and then I guess redirect the other 2 bolts to the other bug boy.
Okay.
And that is a 22, so that's a hit, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm rolling well. And then another 22. Huh. Yeah.
Okay, so a total of 21 on that one.
Oh, 21. Yes, I can count.
Yeah, I count all right. So, yeah, you just 3 bolts, just, and that first one goes plunging down, and you hear it. You hear its exoskeleton crack as it hits the rocks below, and it's pretty much done. And this one here, you start doing some pretty hefty damage to. Anything else?
That is all.
Okay, cool. Alright, because of all the bearded devils that have died, Eris, it's actually your turn next now. So that's cool. You do take 15 damage from the infernal wound.
Okay.
And other than that, you're free to go.
Ha! Okay, she looks pretty shitty, in comparison, to how she started. Okay, she's going to... Oh wait, I should probably zoom in so I can read it. I just wanted to see the whole map. Okay. She's going to run her first 30 feet to there, so we'll...
Is this the first time she's moved this entire battle?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, holding down the fort.
I didn't have to go, and everything came to me. Okay. And then she's going to use her action to dash, so we will move another 30 feet. Do you want me just to be, like, here? Like, next to Callaway? And we'll just keep that in mind. It's going to look like she's floating, or do you want me to put it on top of Callaway?
The bridge is narrow enough that you're gonna have to be behind him. Otherwise,
okay,
you would...
either behind or not. Okay.
Push me forward a little. I can take it.
Well, it's okay, because I'll just stand here. And then my bonus action, I'm going to expend 3 leadership. I think she's in range. He's in range now. Yeah, okay. 3 leadership die, and we will all be able to do the urgent orders, and she'll just yell out, "Keep moving, don't stop!" And now we can all move 30 feet without taking opportunity attack. So everyone,
Hell yeah.
move.
All right. The question is, does that include Callaway's echo? I guess if it doesn't, it'll just disappear.
It'll disappear and it'll be fine. I can make a new one.
Alright.
I don't believe it does. I think I'd have to expend another leadership die to do so, and I'm...
Yeah.
Do I have to move?
that.
No, I guess that's fine. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay. Now that's my turn.
Alright. Next, Bearded Devil. Throwing a spear at Eris.
Fuck you. No!
That is a miss.
Thank God.
Alright. Mosquito Bug Boy. Callaway.
God.
Let's go. Your third probe. Sounds
Ew.
disgusting.
I'm currently at 42 out of an available 54, so I'm thrilled to know how much further this is going to go down.
Okay. 1, 2, 4, 8, and then there's a math here. 10. Okay, so just 10 from the piercing itself.
That's not bad.
Okay. 8, 13, 15, 16, 19. Alright, and another 21 from the necrotic, and it reduces your maximum by 21 as well.
God damn.
Okay. So now you're probably at like 3 out of 5. Because it's...
11 out of like 20 something.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Alright. Alright, now it is the Bone Devil's turn. The Bone Devil is, let me see, it's got 40 feet to fly. Yeah, so it is going to go ahead and fly right there and stay in midair. And it has 2 claw attacks and a stinger attack that it can split up. it's going to go ahead and claw Callaway twice and try to sting Eris. So let's see how this goes. Okay. So that would have been a 13 for the claw, so there's a miss. Alright, that claw definitely hits. Okay, so Callaway, you just got clawed for 12 damage, which I believe is... Yeah, I believe... Oh,
is that all you
jeez.
had left?
I had 11 left.
Oh, shit.
Okay. And now...
Here we go, guys.
And now, the Stinger. Okay. And that is a 21 to hit there for Eris, so that's definitely hitting. Okay. And then, let's see here. See how much the damage does first off before I ask other stuff. So that's 16 piercing from the Stinger, as the wide breath of it just tears raggedly through the flesh. 9. That is an additional 22 of poison damage as the Stinger itself starts leaking in and mixing with the blood. Okay.
Dark.
And then I don't need to ask about you being poisoned, because being down is obviously takes greater precedent.
Run, Tivik'ka, run!
Okay, I will mark
Where's left goal?
both of you as unconscious. Oh, man. Oh, and Eris, we forgot to... It doesn't matter now, but we forgot to do your bleed damage, didn't we?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Wait, but is she then just like bleeding out? Like,
Oh, yeah, that's still there.
but is that gonna like fuck her death saves?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's taking damage at the beginning of every turn.
Okay.
So,
Oh my god.
okay.
I got 2 bunch.
Bearded Devil chucking a spear at Tivik'ka, because they are the only one standing. So, pretty confident that the Chasme and the Bone Devil can take care of the rest. So, I'm gonna go ahead with a chuck there. That is a hit, and that just does... Dang, that was pretty low. That just does 11 piercing damage there. Okay. And here we are at the top of the next round. So, Devil's closing in. Through the rest of you kind of going bleary and unconscious, you can hear somewhere out there that there are more, but you are too disoriented to recognize where they are coming from. And Tivik'ka, you recognize a very faint motion starting to move through the mist. But, for now, yet another round. So, Callaway up top. Just go ahead and give me a death save.
12.
Okay. You are not dead yet.
Nice.
Alright. Bearded Devil throwing a spear at Tivik'ka. That's another hit. And that is... Wow. 5 piercing damage. You still doing alright there?
Yeah, I'm still vibing.
Okay. Good thing that was a low one. Tivik'ka, it's your turn.
Okay. I must ask, is there like an obvious reason why not to heal Eris?
I mean, I guess like magical healing would heal that wound, right? The like constant blood or whatever fire thing, Mark? Or would that still be there? Because I guess my thing was like, it's so much, if that thing doesn't go away, whatever you heal, she's just gonna keep going down. But Mark, would that get rid of it with magical healing, or?
Yeah, so now that you're able to take healing because the beard poison is away, the wound from the glaive poison goes away if you receive magical healing.
Okay, well then, in that case, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. I was just thinking, I'm like, if I keep taking damage, it's just not gonna be useful. But yeah, you could do whatever you think is best.
Yeah, no, because like since Eris is obviously bleeding out more than Callaway is, I feel like it's more important to get her up.
No, definitely.
I guess her like wounds are more severe, I guess, to not be meta about it. And so in that case, I will pump you up with, that's 8 plus 11, so 19, and then 23.
Oh, shit! Sweet!
Damn.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm really good rolls for once. And then to follow that up, since that is only a bonus action, I will... Man. Is the right bug injured?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that seems important. So even though there's a new Bone Devil, I feel like getting rid of that feeling that it has that, like, life sappy kind of thing will then target my Eldritch Blast there for that's a 24, which I imagine hits. And then a 21, which will also hit, unless it's already down.
No, it's not down.
No, okay. I was going to say, why are we okay? And then Final Bolt is a 12, which doesn't hit.
No, 12 does not hit.
Okay.
So, total of 21 force damage there. Okay. Anything else for you?
I don't want to step completely in to be obscured, but like to kind of be like half in the mist, so I could still see, but like, you know, hopefully like at the edge of it, if there is still like a trigger thing there.
Okay.
But yeah, very much just gonna be standing on the border of it.
Gotcha. So yeah, we can just say you're sort of 1 foot in, 1 foot out,
Yeah.
ready to go whichever direction makes more sense in a few seconds. Okay. That will bring us to Eris then, so I believe you are up and the wound is gone.
Cool. I'm prone though, so I want to use half my movement to get up. I would like to use my action to pick up Callaway. Do you want me to roll for that or anything?
Depends. What are you trying to do? Just
I
move
am.
him?
Nope, I'm picking him up, like fireman over the shoulder. She's like standing up, picking up Callaway, throwing him over her shoulder. She's a strong bitch.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do a athletics check for that then.
Okay. Okay, 14?
All right, that's enough. So,
Okay.
yeah, you manage to, even though he's kind of limp and you're in a narrow passageway between two things that want to murder you and are made of hatred and malice, you are able to manage to get him upright enough on your back.
And then, now you tell me if I technically need to use 2 leadership dice since I'm carrying him. He's not moving, so he's on me, but I would like to use at least one of the leadership dice to do the move 30 feet without an opportunity of attack.
Gotcha. I'd say just one's fine for that.
Okay. I will just use one.
Okay.
Oops. So that's... He used a lot of those near the end. And then I will move 30 feet. And then, so that brings us there. Why didn't I just... Here, let's see. Here, Cameron, move your token with me.
Oh, that did not work.
That's too far, sir. And,
Dunk him.
I'm telling you, my left click button's just fucked right now.
since they're kind of in the mist, can Eris, with her last 15 movement, just kind of, with her free arm, put her arm around Tivik'ka and also pull her further into the mist with her? It's up to you, but basically I just want to be like, we're fucking out of here, we're in the mist.
Yeah, if you want to just move that.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically that.
All right then.
I don't know if that stops everybody, but
All right. Is that all for you?
that will be everything.
Okay. Bearded Devil Spear. It's going to be with disadvantage. Because can't see anybody anymore, but he will be aiming for Eris since you were the most notable target a second ago. And that's a grisly miss. All right. Okay. Bug Boy is going to go ahead and just fly into the mist. And still going to be attacking with disadvantage. And if any of you decide to attack back, you will also have disadvantage because nobody can see shit. But going to go ahead and try to hit this probe attack on Tivik'ka. And that is a natural 1. Okay. So, completely misses, gets its stinger stuck in a tree for a couple of seconds, and has to spend the rest of its turn yanking it out. Basically, no harm, no foul there. Okay. The Bone Devil is actually just going to land here, right at the edge of the mist. And does anybody actually know Infernal?
I think I only know flame, or whatever that's called. Like primordial, but the flame.
Yeah, the flame dialect of primordial. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I only know
Whatever it
that.
is.
Okay.
I only know that one in common.
Okay. So, some command being barked in devilish language. You're not exactly sure, but the Bone Devil seems to be yelling back to others. And you have a vague sense that in all of the chaos, more showed up in the southern portion of the map and are starting to make their way forward. But other than that, the Bone Devil is just going to spend its turn assembling forces outside the mist. And finally, Bearded Devil, disadvantage, going to try to throw a spear at Eris. Okay, with disadvantage, that's a 14, so that is another miss. Okay. Top of the round. So, the mist around all of you as you step in, you have a vague sense that there's that mosquito flying around. You can hear the mangled, guttural voice of the Bone Devil just past the layer of fog. And then, all of a sudden, the fog starts to dissipate. Things become more visible. And for a second, you are all petrified because you're completely exposed. And everything that was after you is even more apparent. You see bearded devils lining up at the other end of the bridge. You see more of the Chasme creatures coming up from the gulch. And then, in a sudden flash, the entire south combat map before you, the vast majority of it engulfing the entire gulch here, all just glows a radiant white. And all of the Bone Devils in it, or all of the Bearded Devils in it, immediately die. The Bone Devils are quickly singed, and the bone is blackened and starting to crack. And the bugs start to fly back down away, out of the way. You see the Bone Devil peering at somebody or something behind you, and multiple spells being launched its way. And eventually, the Bone Devil swears, says some sort of curse in Infernal, and begins to fly away. And that is all it takes for all of the sudden, all of these enemies to disperse. And all of you now, the mist is slowly dissipating more and more, and you can see a figure approaching, getting a little bit closer with every step. Just a strange, peaceful walk surrounded by a dim blue glow And as she takes a step forward, you can perceive not only this dim blue glow, but a ring of sort of a necrotic, icy blue around her as well. And eventually she walks into full view. You see her just lower her arms, no longer prepared for any sort of combat, glancing to all of you, and her appearance is shocking. If it weren't for what she had just done, you would immediately assume that she was an enemy, not an ally, that she was either some twisted follower of Ambrose or some half-mortal servant of Baal. Her appearance is pale, corpse-like. There's a wicked scar across the side of her face where it looks like something must have killed her. And yet, here she stands, hardly breathing, hardly blinking, as if a corpse had come back to life. And as she studies all of you quietly, as the rest of the mist starts to dissipate, I will share with all of you now the art of Lady Melina.
Ooh.
And so she will just be standing before all of you now, calm, her emotionless eyes seeming to gaze over the three of you, wounded, poisoned, bloodied. Calloway still hardly hanging on. And in this interim, we will say that Calloway is still at 0, unconscious for the moment, but that one of you was able to stabilize him.
I mean, Tivik'ka would have healed him up, so he would also be conscious.
Never mind.
Eris will set him down.
Okay, forget what I said. You're up. You can see all of this happening.
Say it was just for 8 points, but hey.
She studies the three of you quietly and eventually will speak. Quite a bit of trouble you have following you. Why are you here?
We simply come for, hopefully, aid.
The people that ask for my aid normally don't have the Liege of Baal following behind them. Why would I bring you home? To the rest of those in my sanctuary, should these beasts continue to pursue you?
They're after us because they're mad that we want to do something about them being here. But they were here regardless. We didn't bring them. You're just noticing them because we've stirred the pot. We need your help because they need to be taken care of before they become even worse in this area or further.
And she'll glance, just calmly walk past all of you, any sort of politeness completely eschewed. And she will glance at the whole combat area behind you, scanning the horizon, seeing if there's anything else. And she is, without a word, she is going to just go ahead and cast Greater Restoration on all three of you, which means any of you that were affected by the Chasma's maximum HP lowering effect is gone. And she also is going to go ahead and cast Heal to all of you as well. Which means, I believe it is 70. Let me check real quick. Yep. So all three of you, no roll or anything, she just places a hand on your shoulder and you regain 70 hit points. And she does all 6 of those spells like it was close to no effort. These devils already fear me. That is why I have been able to avoid them and provide proper shelter that those that seek it. Should you come with me, I put my entire sanctuary in danger. Is this mission you find yourself on business for the Empire or business for the good of life? That will greatly affect my decision.
I believe that in truth it is both of those things.
I will say now, if this situation can be improved by you turning around and going home, I will urge you to do so. If not, walk. And she will calmly turn around and just start slowly walking northward, further into the woods, unless anybody says anything else to stop her.
Nope, but Eris will take the first step in that direction, following her, unless someone is like, nah, man, let's get out of here. It starts to yeet the other way.
Tivik'ka will follow.
Okay. So, we'll take us all back to the Forest of Ash artwork, as you are all walking down this trail now. So, again, her mannerisms, her appearance are concerning upon first glance, but she does not seem outwardly aggressive in any way. And as you continue to go on through, the natural sounds of the woods pick up. It seems that the events of the combat encounter the rest of the forest has moved on from and adjusted. And as you are all walking, she will just, her arms folded in front of her, without saying much at all, making much to do about anything. She will just calmly say to all of you, without turning her head, "What brings you to the Forest of Ash?"
Specifically, we got word that one of our own was causing trouble down here and seen speaking with a devil. We were told to investigate and take care of the situation, and while that already sounds like a pretty serious situation, it turns out it's been a lot more serious than we even expected. This devil's very involved in what, or wants, Ambrose, the High Exarch, who's been doing his own thing, which has not been great either.
So he has worsened.
From what we can tell, yes. Or whatever we last saw, it was pretty bad.
This devilish presence you have spoken to, was it Baal or was it the Fallen?
Baal.
Baal. But we have also come across this fallen individual, so they are devil then?
In legacy, yes. Started mortal. Sounds we have much to discuss. I know not all the details yet of what brings you here, but I can certainly offer you information and a place to stay for at least one night. Anything beyond that, you will have to convince me. I do not get involved in the affairs of devils, celestials, and especially the Empire, without caution. And otherwise, she just keeps walking. And I will say, too, for all three of you having proficiency and insight, among everybody else that you have met so far in this entire journey to the Forest of Ash, Lady Melina is the most enigmatic when it comes to interpreting any sort of body language, any sort of cues, hidden meanings. There's nothing. There's almost nothing to go off of at all, because she doesn't seem to be speaking, well, frankly, how a living person speaks at all. And it's almost impossible for any of you to read much beyond it, as you are all perhaps trying to figure out what she isn't saying, what her stance is on certain things. If anybody wants to ask her questions now, we can do that. Otherwise, I will go ahead and take everybody to the sanctuary.
I don't think I have anything.
I feel like we might want to discuss amongst ourselves before we take the next step, no matter what.
Okay. Alright, I will bring you now to the sanctuary. Okay. There that is.
Oh, that's pretty.
So, as you make your way through the woods, You notice that the general mist in the area, this area of the woods just is kind of misty. There's sort of a low-hanging fog, almost like you'd see in the moors in Britain. It's just sort of low, ever-present, rolls through hills and over rivers and creeks and through branches. It's not nearly as dense as when you first arrived, but it's there pretty much all throughout, and it's hard to ever see much more than 50 feet ahead of you. But eventually you all see the silhouette of a building, and as you get closer you realize that this building was an old temple. This was a Machavian temple that must have at some point been taken and is no longer standing. And been re-inhabited, repurposed. It's been fixed up a little bit. There's still obvious signs of damage, but the structure itself is still pretty sound. And as Lady Melina slowly pushes open the large, cumbersome door, there are about 24 people inside, all just kind of doing their own thing. You can see along the sides, there have been bedrooms, air quotes, made. It is basically just canvases hanging between pillars in the hallway so that people can have a little bit of privacy. There's no real rooms anywhere in here. But you can see those little cubbies all throughout on the sides. You can see along the walls spots where people have started to stonework a little bit, making art into the side of the temple. Something that, if this building was still official, would be considered against the law, and in some cases blasphemy, depending on what you are writing on the walls of the Temple of Azrael. But they're just letting it happen. There seems to be somebody at a fire pit in the center that is cooking a stew and bread for everybody in nice big metal pots, and just tending the flame, keeping it to a tolerable, low-bearing flame so that it doesn't smoke up the whole temple too much. And as you come in, a lot of people kind of glance and look, but nobody seems too alarmed. And there are people that rush up to Lady Melina, saying things in Elvish and or Common. A lot of it is just basic reports, letting her know things that have happened in the area during the day, letting her know what's for dinner, letting her know anything that they have seen in the woods, any signs of trouble. What is for dinner? And I will, since you know Elvish, I will let you know. What is for dinner is essentially a vegetable stew. They list off several herbs, a lot of which you recognize as herbs that grow in the area. And yeah, so it's basically just a stew full of greens and a bit of broth, probably bone broth used over from an animal that was eaten a few days ago. And the bread itself is just a simple multigrain. They basically stretched the dough as much as they could by filling it with a bunch of seeds. So
during all the talk, he will kind of clutch at his stomach a little bit, realizing that near-death experiences make you hungry.
They sure do. I can tell you. Oh, yeah. But yeah, they seem to be preparing that, and it's in a big enough pot that everybody can have a solid portion, but it's definitely not fit for a noble. And the last little point of interest as you're all walking to a final private spot is there is a mother that approaches. You just see she is a dwarven woman who has a very young, maybe 5-year-old dwarven child that she is just hoisting with her, walks up to Lady Melina and just says, "New friends!" And Lady Melina, just a short nod, no words. And the mother reaches into her garb and pulls out a small piece of parchment that has been scrawled on it with little bits of ink and chalk, and even just scratched in with rock a little bit. And she hands it over and says, "He, still a little shy, but he wanted to show you this. Don't ask me." And Melina takes it, and you can't really see, she's holding it so close, you can't see what's on it quite, but she looks, and she looks up. "Tell him thank you." And she says, "Yeah, okay. Thanks, buddy." And just leans right over to him. And the kid stays completely shy, just kind of tucked away. At one point, he starts to look up, but it seems that however long they've been here, the sight of Lady Melina is still a little unsettling to the little guy. And they walk off, and eventually you make your way toward the back. Lady Melina points to a similarly just canvassed off section. "I have 3 for you, if you insist on being separate. You're welcome to dinner. Talk to me after we eat, if there is anything you wish to discuss." And other than that, she'll just calmly walk off and leave the 3 of you here in the sanctuary. Very quiet, hardly anybody paying you any mind.
Is everyone all right?
More or less.
It's a good thing that she is quite a healer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you both back there. I wouldn't have made it out if it wouldn't have been both of you.
We're a team. We'll keep each other alive. And she'll just kind of place a firm grasp on his shoulder, kind of squeeze it.
He'll give a nod.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised that this person, Lady Melina, needs more convincing. I know people have said she's odd or different, and clearly she's not human, alive.
Well, then, Dale was talking about her. I figured she would jump at the opportunity to help in this situation. But things are more complicated than they always are, I guess.
Cameron, did you change your mic? Is anyone else hearing him well? Because it's coming through really... Oh,
Is it better now?
that is much better. Oh my
Okay.
god.
I didn't change anything initially, but I just now turned it around a little, so hopefully that's better.
Okay. Yeah, that's so much better.
Okay.
I was like, what
I'm
happened?
sorry.
Why don't you just, from the top, with what you said, we'll,
Yeah, I kind of missed all of
I
it.
don't. What was I? Does anybody know what I was saying? Because I don't remember.
Eris led with that she was surprised that basically Melina needed more convincing.
Yeah, I was. Calloway agreed and said he was. He figured with how upset Bale was and what he said about her, that she would have maybe jumped at the opportunity. That he figured she would have jumped at the opportunity to take up arms against him.
Right.
But perhaps if she is not quite aware of the opinions Bale has of her, if we were to, I guess, say that he was more than wary about us getting involved with her and what that might mean, then perhaps that might further get her onto our side. I don't think it's a stretch to say that if Bale is going to try and wage some kind of campaign here, Lady Melina would certainly be one of the targets. And by extension, I guess the sanctuary that she cares for.
Between the sanctuary and the shit she just pulled on the battlefield, I don't know if I'd be confident going against him without her at this point. I guess we just have to lay all of our cards on the table for her.
Tivik'ka, do you know much about Pelor? I'm not entirely familiar with that faith and that god. But that's her patron, right? She doesn't follow the white flame.
Suppose so, if she still keeps to it at least. Well, I must ask, what is the kind of relationship between White Flame and Pelor, though?
So complicated.
Okay.
It's almost as complicated as like in real life, the sort of idea of like some people think that Azrio, the White Flame, Nabir Taman, the First Flame, and Pelor are like all the same thing, and the idea has been diluted over thousands of years into different forms. Some people view them as very separate, and you do know that she apparently was with the Shepherd during the war and then turned against the Shepherd, so you don't know if she views Pelor as basically copacetic with Azrio or against Azrio. It just kind of depends on... because, yeah, mechanically speaking, Pelor is like lawful good, and Azrio is kind of like lawful neutral, would be the closest thing you could say. So depending on her own connection with Pelor and her own cultural views of Azrio and all that, it's hard to say if it would be together or separate for her.
Right. Well, in all honesty, it is difficult to say what exactly her relationship will be with it. If she simply sees Pelor as being a form of aspect, so to speak, of Azrio, that would certainly be in our favor. But it's difficult to say exactly what her ideas around everything would be. But in my own opinion, if she is a true believer in it, and if she is learned on Azrio, then there should be no contradictions there.
Right.
What we want in getting rid of these devils, and what she should want as a follower of Pelor, is much in the same.
I'm just worried she's going to be too passive and not realize that this isn't an issue that's going to go away on its own. She literally said, if this can be resolved by you not being here, then leave.
Then we don't take no for an answer.
I mean, you can convince her of the threat. I mean, there's already devils outside the barrier of this sanctuary. That is not already enough to suggest that there is a greater danger here, then...
Exactly, and the fact that we didn't turn away... I mean, I guess she just doesn't... She would just have to trust us and believe us and what we're saying, because I don't know how better to convince her than to choose to stay.
Well, we know she's willing to listen at the very least. I mean, she let us in here. So...
True.
I suppose the other question is, what exactly do we want her to do for us? To have an ally, sure, but I think it's obvious that we're not going to know exactly when Bale is going to try and send more of his forces against us.
Well,
That doesn't even question what's going to happen with this Fallen.
right. Well, she knows about the Fallen, so I guess maybe before we start suggesting things, we should pick her brain and see what she knows about what's going on. Probably she knows more about the Fallen and what's going on with the High Exarch, and we seem to know more about what's going on with Bale. So maybe combining these notes together will start to paint a better picture, and maybe she'll already be on the verge of understanding that action is necessary, and then we can go from there, kind of explaining that basically we need to take care of the High Exarch, and as a result of that, Bale is now involved, and we need her assistance because we can't handle both at the same time.
And if we can't handle either or both of them, they're each just gonna keep making shit a whole lot worse.
Mm-hmm. And that Bale's not gonna go away.
And then if he gets Ambrose, it probably just gets even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Then even worse.
Right around then is when the older gentleman that was working on the stew and bread would just quietly, without intruding at all, just drop off the bowls towards you, and you each have a crust that has been ripped from the loaves. And it seems that just everybody will just kind of leave you alone. You observe the culture in here as sort of that, like, everybody is given space. You could even see some people pray before their meal, some just dig right in, some people are in the middle of meditation when their food arrives. Some people are talking to each other, but it's almost library-like in here, as far as noise level and people bothering each other. And perhaps that's how Lady Melina likes to keep it. But yeah, your food has been dropped off, and you can continue to discuss on your own, or you can just wait for her. She'll be showing up fairly soon.
Eris will pray before she eats. A short one, not the dramatic, like, Catholic style or anything, just very much like a short little... and then just kind of like examining her allies, making sure that they are seeming all right, not only physically, but morale. Trying to catch a vibe from you two.
Calloway looks anxious, but he is going to eat his food.
Yeah, Tivik'ka will just also eat the food that they've been presented with. There's definitely a look of worry there. I guess more so concern would be the better word for it. But especially now that they're in this place and, you know, not against devils anymore, there's a bit more of a return to that calmness, and after they've finished with their own food, they will just start to meditate as they wait for Lady Melina.
Okay.
Kind of whenever they have a moment, seeing the anxiety and everything, Eris will just kind of look to the two. Even if this is a no, even if this is a dead end, we already have allies. We just need to notify everyone. We can do this. We have more resources than just Lady Melina. Okay?
I will just give like a gentle nod.
Do you think we should try to contact Cyril? I don't know if we should share all of the information right away, but
After we discuss with Lady Melina and get a gauge, I think that's a good idea. And potentially, I don't know if we have... Maybe we could get him to contact somebody further up north if we can't get Lady Melina's help. I know they sent us to handle this on our own, but to try and stick through this on our own would be a suicide mission. I think we need to be realistic. If we can get Melina's help, great. If we can't, we move on to the next people who will help us. We will handle this.
I have a feeling that regardless of if she wishes to help us or not, getting word back up north is probably a wise idea. We were sent to deal with it ourselves, yes, but that was back when, as far as we were concerned, it was simply Ambrose and a potential fiend entity. But knowing now that there are two devils and intentions for war here, I understand that might need a bit more than just the three of us.
Good, so we're in agreement about that.
All right. Lady Melina finally approaches, and it is not clear to any of you whether or not she actually ate anything, but around the time that the three of you would be done, she'll just arrive and sit calmly before the three of you and just cross her legs, meditative style, hands in her lap. Let us begin with what you have seen.
Well, first, we saw a town destroyed. That's where we started, the town of Banda. Then, pretty much immediately, Vale had contact with us. He made us an offer that he wanted us to assist in helping him get Ambrose. Like an ally for him.
or a pawn.
Right. To use him for Vale's gain, and thought that maybe we would be swayed. We were not. We do have contact with Cyril, and he's willing to help us as well with everything going on. He also was able to get us a look or inform us of where to see what was going on with Ambrose, and had more information regarding a connection. One of Ambrose's higher ups, he informed us about the Fallen. So we went to kind of see what was going on. Roughly, it just seems like he's going through and choosing what is evil, and he's purifying towns and thinking, I don't know if he's actually thinking or if he's overcome by this Fallen, but wants to continue to purify whatever the Fallen chooses to be a place of sin. Seems just to be choosing destruction. Then we decided to seek out you from what we've heard, that you were a follower of Paylor and were a source of good, basically. Bale found out, got very mad, attacked us. He felt it as a direct severing of our relationship with him, of whatever relationship he had in his mind that we had, though I don't think he entirely realized that. I don't believe any of us had an intention of helping him. And that's kind of where we're at. A big mess.
I suppose I should also like to add that when Bale was contacting us for the retrieval of Ambrose, it was under the idea that Ambrose was a charismatic person that would be able to assist Bale in whatever dealings he has. But I think after witnessing him in his ceremony for what he calls purification, it is more than clear that there is something else there. I'm unsure if it is a connection between Bale and this fallen, but maybe this is something that you are able to shed a bit more light on.
What makes a good leader in the material world and what makes one in hell are very different things. It sounds clear that he has followers. The followers have hierarchy, some understanding of what they worship, of what they do, and utmost respect for their leader. That would do just nicely in hell. Even better if Bale can inspire certain ideas in him and turn him loose to a crowd of hungry followers. Bale has had his eye on this region for hundreds of years. I can see why Ambrose seems to him the most worthy replacement for his second hand that has shown itself in a very long time. The Fallen was the last such person. I'm told you've generally heard who the Fallen is. Local legend knows this woman as a paladin fighting on behalf of the Empire whose way was deluded. Eventually she became quite convinced that she must dirty her hands in order to cleanse the Empire, that it would be through the sacrifice of one individual's morality in order to extinguish the thousands of wicked lives that were in the Forest of Ash, that the Empire would become pure again. She was then wreathed in flame before she could finish her duty, and none ever saw from her again. But there is rumor it was not the flame of Azrael that took Tyria, the fallen paladin. It was Bale. Bale had claim to her soul, for she had finally, despite not viewing it as such herself, given so fully into greed that the pure sin allowed him to reach through to the material world and take her. I am sure he hopes that Ambrose will do much the same. But if I were him, I would ask a group of mortals to go fetch the soul for me, so as not to upset me. He wanted you to wrap this up cleanly. He is a smart fighter, patient. The forces he sent to you now, he hoped to kill you, not scare you. If I had been there even seconds later, perhaps you would be. It seems to me that he is afraid if he waits too long for the natural ability of Ambrose's sin that I, and perhaps the rest of the Empire, will eventually intervene. Make no mistake, his intelligence and cunning are not to be underestimated. He has earned his place in the third layer. I've seen firsthand the things he is capable of in battle. But even though he is willing to kill thousands, it supports him to be in and out of the material plane as quietly as possible. You see, if he does need to come here himself to claim the soul, and word spreads in the Nine Hells that Baal is busy on the material plane, any devil from any of the 9 layers that has a reason to invade his realm, take his spot, destroy his armies, will do so. So you find your way to me. The reason I ask if this is as simple as you turning around is because if you simply allow him to wait, perhaps eventually he will claim Ambrose and none more will perish. But if you tell me that Ambrose is already losing his way, having visions of the fallen paladin, perhaps there is little other choice.
Well, he has certainly claimed to have visions of the fallen. Seems maddened, perhaps by it, or if not, the forest itself. But he has also expressed an interest in casting himself into fire. Claims to be for Azrael, but I imagine that will only be for Baal's benefit.
It will. That is the cunning of Duke Baal. Sin is often very justified in the mind of one who is committing it. I would know all too well when trauma wounds the mind and times are desperate. It may amaze you the lengths that people go and still consider themselves righteous. But there shall be no mistake. Ambrose is playing right into Baal's hand, giving directly into the sin of greed. He wishes to be remembered as a martyr, as a hero. He wishes to obtain the status of the divine, and he is willing to take as many lives as is necessary to do so. That is greed in its purest form. He will continue to take until he has what he wants. Believe me and my own story when I say that some of the things you see in war, some of the things that happen to us in this life, they inspire you to want to go out in a blaze of glory, to leave the material world behind, to sacrifice yourself for some great purpose. Almost always this impulse is selfishness. It would not surprise me if Ambrose experienced some sort of terrible trauma during the war. And as the years have disintegrated his mind, greed was welcomed in, wearing a disguise of zealotry. Who do you aim to oppose?
I believe they are much the same, are they not, in this instant? If we are able to stop Ambrose from acting as a sacrifice and giving himself to Baal, then, well, that would deny Baal of what he wants, and perhaps allow for a better stance against him when the time is right.
They seem the same to you, perhaps because you have not dealt with Baal as long as I. If we simply harm, stop, or kill Ambrose, he will simply return to the shadows of hell. He will wait another 100, 200 years for someone else inspiring to find their way to the region, to be tempted by the visions of his fallen paladin, and he will strike again. If we seek out Baal directly, make him finally come out of the shadows, then perhaps we can rid his influence on this region once and for all. One decision is clean, benefits the Empire, and keeps as many people alive as possible. The other lifts this region of a curse that has been on it since the beginning of Machavia. I think if you wish to stop Ambrose, you will have an easier time, a more moral time. But after you do that, it may be almost impossible to get to Baal. He'll simply wait it out, until once again, nobody living on the material plane remembers him, and he can come back. With that
I
in
suppose
mind,
my only worry. I suppose my only worry is that if we are to truly take down Baal currently, Will we even have the resources to do so? Surely, if we are to take down the devil, we'll need all of the backing of the Empire.
I guess clarification then. Does ridding Baal of this land mean getting rid of Baal? Or is there a way to just purify the land of him? We are talking about the leader of a layer of hell in general, but third layer. Is it realistic to even try to get rid of somebody like that?
The three of you survived against the devils long enough for me to reach you. I believe if the four of us stood together against Baal, we would stand a chance. If it is your divine purpose to hunt a devil, I will not hesitate. I will simply pray to Pelor tonight, asking for his strength and mercy. But I will need no further convincing to hunt such a fiend. If you wish to involve me in the deeper politics of the situation, you will have to do that alone. As far as purifying the land without killing Baal, the best promise we have of that is to go kill the Fallen. The Fallen, being a mortal that was taken by Baal, has 1 foot in hell and 1 foot here. It is what allows him to keep a watch over this land. If the Fallen is dead, he will have no choice but to remain in hell or come to Machavia himself. It is greatly risky. We do not know what he will do. And if he does come, there will certainly be mayhem for many. But unless we kill the Fallen, there's no chance he will come out of his hiding. We won't be able to fight him directly.
And if we take on Baal, what would happen to the Fallen?
I don't know that you can take on Baal without killing the Fallen. The Fallen, if we go and defeat her, will move on. Her soul will no longer be claimed, and it will go wherever the gods decide it is meant to go. At this point, perhaps it is so mangled it will go back into the earth and feed the soil. Perhaps there is a chance for redemption. But Baal, as I said, is smart, patient. Unless he absolutely needs to come to this realm physically, he will not. And as long as the Fallen lives, he does not. So, if you wish to purify this land, truly, not through the interests of the Empire, but through the interests of the Celestials, the greatest thing you can do is defeat the Fallen. If you defeat the Fallen, you will be opening up the Empire to possible intervention from a Devil Lord. It just depends how badly he wants Ambrose. Perhaps you can defeat the Fallen and kill Ambrose. Perhaps you can defeat the Fallen, lure out Baal, and defeat him. Or perhaps upon hearing this, you will ultimately decide to kill Ambrose and hand his soul over. In which case I cannot stand with you, and you will no longer have my protection. But I cannot make you do a thing.
Personally, I feel like, for myself, I feel a calling to not only be rid of the fallen, but Baal. I feel a sense of longing to keep people safe, regardless of the Empire wants me to or not. It's just something I want to do to give back to all the people who had to fight in a war that wasn't their war. Yeah, I have a sense of probably guilt that wasn't even my fault, but I don't care. I understand if you two feel differently. I don't have a family to go home to. I would just go back to the Empire, doing what I've been doing. I would rather risk my life for the safety of all these people that I care so deeply for than just to go home, putting a Band-Aid on the situation, knowing that all we did was subside the problem for a little while until it comes back. I would like to fight.
I feel like I must agree mostly with you. I believe our allegiances, at least I know my allegiances, is to the Empire, but more importantly to my patron, to Asria. Like it or not, this area, even though perhaps it wishes to be different, it is still part of the Empire and therefore is still valued as the Empire. Safety of this land, the safety of its people, this is why we are here. And so, if that means needing to take both the Fallen for this place and Baal for the Empire, then perhaps it is both of them that we need to deal with.
I'm tired of all the voices and whispering and shadows. I'm ready to take a stand and put an end to all of this. I think it's the only way.
Very well. Here is the part where I will have to slightly disappoint you. I only have ideas of where the Fallen is currently located. Figuring this out will be a process in and of itself. That being said, once the Fallen is located, I'm sure it's within our capabilities to stop her. How quickly, and if at all, Baal joins us in the material plane afterward, I don't know. If he does, my oath offers me no choice, and frankly, I would have no other choice but to stand against him to the death. My second death, that is. Whether or not we can stop him, as you said, the secret whisperings that have been in this region for hundreds of years would finally be unmasked. Ambrose is right in that this region needs purification. It is just such a shameful thing how much your own pain can misguide you. I will reiterate, if we are to ally against the fiends in this area, I would like to have little part in the Empire and its politics. I also want to be very clear that if you aim to violently solve the situation with Ambrose, that I cannot join when you do so.
Do you think that whatever knowledge you have of the Fallen, is there a chance that us getting rid of the Fallen would free Ambrose from the control he's had in any way, or?
It is perhaps a faint chance. I think the one guarantee that we have is that Ambrose is deluded. He does not realize he plays into Baal's hand, and so, whether or not the Fallen remains, if Baal shows himself in the material realm, he will almost undoubtedly stand against him. As far as redeeming himself, I would never say no to such a thing. The chances are faint, but I would be a hypocrite if I said he has no chance. Baelor has remained with me, and I have tested him enough for 10 lifetimes. Perhaps that's why I'm missing one. Perhaps then, after we defeat the Fallen, there will be a chance to deal with Ambrose. And perhaps it can be handled through negotiation. That would be perhaps the best case scenario. For then Baal would have no reason to believe that Ambrose would any longer make a good replacement for the Fallen, and he would not risk coming here himself and leaving his hell unoccupied. But the chances of all of that coming to pass so perfectly is very slim.
Just attempting to take care of Ambrose in a way that Baal disagrees does offer an opportunity to summon Baal. I don't know if it'd be himself or it'd be more similar to what we experienced today, but he threatened to kill us basically if we handled Ambrose in our own way. I don't know if we have enough power to sway him to confront us himself again. I don't know. Just thought you shouldn't.
I would advise not to play Baal's game. In any way. You've already made it clear to me that your end goal is to oppose him, and he is smart enough to have realized that himself. Handle Ambrose however best you see fit. The decision will be up to Bale how to respond. It depends on how big of a risk he actually wants to take to maintain control of this region. Even if we are to perish, and the Empire is to be thrown into a war against the Duke of the Third Layer of Hell, we can rest in the light of the Celestials, knowing that we ruined an entire layer of hell. It will surely fall to chaos without him there. Is there anything else?
No, I believe that's everything.
What happened to you in Tarkir?
If you refer to my appearance in any way, I'm afraid I have looked like this for many years.
No, I mean, I was there with, yeah, and you were too. And then the next thing I knew, you were nowhere around.
The mark on my face was bestowed upon me 73 years ago by a necromancer. Broke into my home. Murdered my husband. Murdered my mother, my father, my sister, my newborn child, and me. Only I, through the light of Palor, came back. I thought it my divine purpose to hunt down necromancers. It has taken me until very recently to realize that the light works in much different ways. With the war, I knew that Tarkir, being a land with many heathens, was a place that had dealt with undeath and perversion before. And the recent uprising of a vampire lord was only more evidence to me that that place needed purification, so that no one would suffer as I did. A shepherd convinced me that we would do that. That just like the hundreds of little societies that were once in Machavia that are now safe under the white flame, so too we could save Tarkir from its own self, before a great darkness would come. And one day, whenever the Dark One did rear his head again, we could all be unified under the great banner of Machavia, a complete force of light to oppose the dark. And if that had to happen by force, then that is what had to be. I believed it up until she began working with the undead. Perhaps the shepherd, much like Ambrose, truly believed she was doing the right thing until the very end. But it was a reckoning for me. There were these 4 Tarkirian soldiers that I fought with, and much as we are perhaps about to do, we killed a fallen paladin, a death knight. I prayed to Palo. We communed. I realized all I had done wrong, all that had led me astray. I realized that in order to spread the light, it did not have to do with force. In big ways or small. It did not have to do with correcting anyone or anything. It simply had to do with living by example and seeing the light that was already in everyone, whether I would consider them a heathen or not. And so now, after doing what I can to vanquish the undead in Tarkir, I left. I was not welcome back in the public of the Empire for war crimes, and I was not welcome in Tarkir. My appearance terrified many people, and my Machavian accent was much too thick. I find myself here now. And now that I've truly begun to look, I do see the light of Palor in everyone. No need for liberation, no need for purification. It is already there. Only that it shows in so many different ways. That might be what confused me for so long, but it is what makes us powerful. That is what happened to me. Perhaps then you all need time to reflect. We can arrive at some sort of decision tomorrow.
Yes, I do think that would be good.
Very well. If I may say it, I hope you are not so strongly opposed to gods other than your own. I do hope that the light of Palor continues to guide your path. And without waiting for any replies, she will get up and start to walk away. So, as all of you settle in for the night, having whatever last discussions you are going to, which we can get to next week, there won't be any need to take watches here. You can all rest a little more easy. And you all have quite a bit to reflect on about Ambrose, Baal, the Fallen, about greed, about religion, about trauma, war, the Empire, Theoaldo, and their potential involvement. And speaking of, you do receive, finally, as night is beginning to approach, a communication from Cyril. I will type out the 25-word message now. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay, let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There it is. That is the message you receive from Cyril.
Well, that's concerning.
And you can just leave it as is, or you can issue a 25-word reply now, and then both stones will not recharge until the next dawn.
Respond to this.
Yeah.
Anyone have any ideas?
If we could kill two birds with one stone, and maybe be able to take on the Fallen and Ambrose. And then worry about Bale. Or even get Ambrose focused on us instead of the hidden trail, since we want to fight his precious fallen one.
So, I guess, is the plan take out the Fallen, try to push Ambrose one way or the other, and then move on to Bale? Is that the for sure plan?
I don't know.
Well, if we know that Ambrose is going to the hidden trail, then perhaps we can get there before him.
I mean, when you're
Trap,
not
so to
traveling.
speak.
Okay.
Depending on how we wish to deal with Ambrose, perhaps only detain him at first. And once we know that he is at least dealt with that way, we can then set our sights upon the Fallen.
So we'll just move up the ladder then.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think that's a good plan.
I suppose we should leave for Theowaldo in the morning then.
Yeah. And we can let Melina know.
We should probably let Cyril know that we'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else there is to say.
Yeah. Just that we'll leave in the morning, and we have a plan on how to handle this. but I don't know if any more details would be necessary. Do you want to deliver the message, Tivik'ka?
Sure.
Because we gave you the stone, right?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
gonna you start. Sorry, just like thinking out words.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm just like I feel like just be like, yeah, we're gonna come. I don't know how much we would have, but anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll activate the stone, and just say, we will come in the morning. If you could prepare capture for Amberus. We do have a plan. That should be on Josh 25. I'm
Yeah.
really bad at planning things.
Yeah, that was about 20, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, you now have as much information as Lady Melina could give you. You now have enough information about Ambrose to make a decision. You have an ally in Cyril when it comes to fighting Ambrose. You have an ally in Melina when it comes to fighting the Fallen. And you are prepared to deal with Baal if that is what comes next. And with that said, that is where we'll go ahead and end session 3 of Rising Ash. So that's pretty much the halfway mark of the campaign. We're now at the point where no matter what choices the three of you have made, someone is pissed off. And
Hell yeah.
it is now time to start making tough decisions and deciding who gets to die, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited to see how you guys continue to handle this. If you're able to finesse this in such a way that as little people get hurt as possible. See if any moral lines continue to be questioned or pushed. Been a lot of fun so far. So, and good job just hardly pulling through that first combat encounter. That was a doozy.
The first half, we were doing really, really well, I thought, as a team.
were.
Yeah.
And then all of a
Whenever
sudden
I
we
was
started
down, I
dying.
was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Well, so the Bearded Devils are CR3. And keep in mind, CR is based on the expectation that you're a party of 4 or 5, so there is that too. But the Bearded Devils are CR3, the Cosme are CR6, which seems a little low, but they honestly, that like all they do is the one lance attack, which is not much really in the grand scheme
Well, I
of
mean,
things.
it did like, I don't know, 47 points of damage to me in one turn, so I think
Yes, it's pretty
that's a
intense.
fair rating.
Yeah,
And also just like the hit point reduction, I feel like is enough
Yeah,
to
that
be
was...
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, that was rough. Because if your max got reduced to 0, you're just done.
Oof.
And then the Bone Devils are CR9. And they're not even... They're just... The Casme are like glass cannons. The Bone Devils are as tough as the Casme, but also like twice as much HP. So... yeah, they're pretty... Bone Devils are fucking nasty.
We've done a good job at avoiding them so far.
Yeah, you have
every
pretty
time
much...
we ran away.
You've pretty much not needed to fight one yet, so that's pretty cool. I'd like to imagine it's the same one. It keeps...
Right. Keeps coming back.
Yeah.
There is a thing when warlords, I don't know if it's just my subclass, when they drop to 0 that I forgot about. So someone remind me, assuming I drop to 0 again in this campaign. Probably. There's a thing.
Okay.
Oh, I also need to remember about my assassin bullshit, because I forgot to do stuff for that. But that's okay.
Well, I'm glad this was a warm-up
Yeah.
for everybody.
Multi-class thing's kind of hard.
It really is. But yeah, I think at this point, 4, 5, and 6 will probably be rife with more fighting, pretty much no matter what you do. So, yeah. Glad you're all
I'm
warmed up
excited.
and ready to go. Yeah, hope everybody's having fun. Hope everybody enjoyed the stream. Hope everybody likes Lady Melina. She's one of my favorites I've ever made so far, for sure. And yeah, okay, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.